Tesla's 20 billion cash balance. This is kind of like, to me, the crux of it. My biggest investment position, world's leading technology company, extremely forward thinking, awesome CFO, Zach Kirkhorn. If I'm in the Tesla boardroom right now or meeting with them, I'm like, yo, so we got 20 billion on the balance sheet. We just did a $5 billion raise. We're not spending this for at least 2 years. How are we not going to start considering plugging in to that aqueduct exactly like you're saying? So what would, I'm curious, like I'm totally sold on this. I think at least 1 to 5% of your company treasury is like a smaller, easier step, kind of like something like Square did. But I'm curious of like, if you were with me in that room and we're pitching Tesla and Kirkhorn and Elon about this, like what's kind of the sell here? I'm just curious.
My sell would be that you're eventually going to need, you've got $20 billion worth of monetary energy today. It's losing 15% of its purchasing power a year. You're going to lose half of that energy in 36 months unless you protect it. If you put it into Bitcoin, instead of losing half your purchasing power, you can reasonably expect to double your purchasing power every year for the next 3 years. So why not put $1 billion in and it'll be worth $8 billion in 3 years instead of not put $1 billion. If you keep all the money, you're guaranteed to lose $10 billion in purchasing power. It's a guarantee.
For early companies, I keep thinking like it's like a FOMO thing. Like if Amazon says they're going to buy Bitcoin on their treasury, Bitcoin doubles. So if I actually put out a thing like 5 years ago called Apple and iCoin. It was when Bitcoin was like a 10 billion market cap. And I was like, if I was Apple, I'd start secretly buying up all Bitcoin and then announce that I was opening a Bitcoin bank, put up crypto wallets on every single iPhone. The price of Bitcoin immediately soars. You have like 5 million Bitcoin in your treasury that you accumulated. You can act as the de facto Fed of Bitcoin. Now that ship is totally sailed, but I still think the ship is not sailed where Amazon, Apple, or Tesla announce they're doing this. The price of Bitcoin triples instantly.
It's brilliant and it's not messed up. It's very straightforward and obvious. If Tesla puts $1 billion into Bitcoin, they'll double their money within 12 months. If they put $2 billion in, they would probably generate a $10 billion gain, right? By the way, anybody could do it. Like if you're a billionaire hedge fund guy, you put $1 billion into Bitcoin, just put it out on the wire and say you did it. Because Bitcoin it's a dominant network that's unstoppable. Everybody needs it. Nobody can stop it, but very few people understand it. 99% of the investors don't understand it, but once they understand it, they've all got to stampede into it, and they're going to squeeze through it, and they're going to bid the price up. And so it creates this very virtuous cycle. You buy it, the price goes up, it gets more valuable, more people want it, there's more adoption, the price goes up. Now more companies, maybe a company can't buy 5 billion worth of it. They can only buy 1 billion worth of it. When it goes up again, a big insurance company buys 2 billion instead of 100 million. And then it goes up again because Bitcoin only exists to do one thing, which is to provide monetary liquidity. So therefore, the higher the price goes, the better it gets, right? Which is the opposite of most companies where the higher the price goes and the higher the stock goes, the riskier it gets. The higher Bitcoin's price goes, the less risky it gets. Bitcoin is a union in cyberspace. It's a monetary union. It's a more perfect monetary union. The sooner you join, the better you are off. And as people join, it gets more powerful, and and the price goes up. So if you're Tesla, you want to be first because Apple will pay twice as much, and then Google will pay twice that much, and Facebook will pay twice that much. And eventually everybody's got to join because if you don't join, you're going to lose 15% to 20% of your purchasing power. So ultimately, everybody's in this stampede to preserve their wealth or their purchasing power. And in this particular case, Bitcoin is the dominant answer. And as people start to realize that, it's just going to accelerate the transition and the adoption rate. By the way, there are 3 drivers of Bitcoin. It's going to go up in value as the Fed and the EU central bank prints money. If they print 10% more money, you're going to get 10% more value because the supply is capped. It's going to go up in value as people stampede to adopt it. The consumers are stampeding to adopt it. and also as corporations, Stampede, and as institutional investors. You got insurance companies, you got hedge funds, you got corporations, you got individuals on PayPal and Square. That's going to drive adoption. And the third reason it's going to go up in value is because technology is going to keep upgraded, and pretty soon it'll get built into Apple Pay and Google Pay and Alipay and Amazon and Square, and everybody is, no one's going to program a new feature for gold ever. It's not going to happen. What's the secret to Tesla again? The secret to Tesla is Elon Musk said, let's just take a clean sheet of paper and rethink the car, and let's see if we can re-engineer it better with software and do something different. He broke the mold. What if I said, I'm going to just re-engineer the idea of money, clean sheet of paper, and I'm going to program it to be better? I can move $100 million of Bitcoin from New York to New York to London in a few minutes for $3. It would cost you $1 million to do that with gold. It's 1 million times better. And it's going to keep getting better every month because people are going to keep programming it into their stuff. And why will they? Because if Apple programs Bitcoin into the iPhone's going to have a savings account that pays you 100% tax-free interest. Why wouldn't they?